FUT Minna, we lift your name on high. Yours it is to set the pace for others. Excellence is your goal. Federal United Minna, Niger State, a citadel of learning.
My name is Olubade Oluyemi Ituno, a student of Federal University of Technology, Minna, from the Department of Educational Technology. Good day. I would like to take you on a journey with me in the topic of mental health. But firstly, what do you understand by mental? Mental can be described as anything that has to do with brain and mind, just as physical has to do with body. So mental health includes psychologically, emotionally, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and sometimes act. It also helps in determining how to handle our stress, then how to relate with other people in a society. So mental health is very important in every aspect of the life, from the childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Please join me as I take you to the journey of mental health.
I'm Dr. Falode, a senior lecturer at the Department of Educational Technology, Federal University of Technology, Minna. Yes, as you know that we are in 21st century, and teaching and learning must be supported with technologies, with media, and with ICT facilities. And all these things are needed in classroom in order to bring about improved teaching, in order to bring about efficiency on the part of the teacher, and then in order to enrich learning. So education technology as a program deals with the integration of technology and ICT facilities into teaching and learning with the intention of improving the quality of education. So whenever technology is integrated into teaching, into learning, into training, into assessment, specialists in the field of education technology handle such, and then they bring about efficiency and effectiveness in the education sector. And that is the broad aim of educational technology. Yes, most of the courses students offer in the university, they actually take place in the classroom. But specifically, this is one of the courses that has to do with production practical. That 70% or 80% of the activities should be practical, and the practical should focus on video production. It's expected that students should be able to handle camera. They should be able to plan the production on their own. They should be able to handle the pre-production stage, the production stage, and the post-production stage, so that at the end of the project, they will be well grounded in handling tools that can be used to produce technologies, and then technologies meant to be used in the classroom. So students are not expected to write exam. They will plan, they will execute, and they will evaluate the production on their own. And different roles, responsibilities will be assigned. Different responsibilities will be assigned to students in groups and individually. So there are some that will handle the recording. There are some that will handle the narration. There are some who will handle the editing. So that in the process, while these people are handling certain tasks, others are learning from them. And then at the end, we'll come together, and the whole activity from beginning to the end will be assumed to have been done by all the students. So the beauty of this is that students will not just be equipped with theoretical knowledge, but practical skills needed for them to stand on their own in the future, and then for them to work in industries would have been acquired by them. And this is what 21st century schooling should be about. Not just you come to classroom, you are taught, and then you go to the exam hall, you write. This one, there's no examination. You do it, you come back to the classroom, tell us how you plan it, tell us how you have done it, and then you present, and you'll not be asked technical questions about it. And then there will be constructive criticism of what you have done, so that in future productions, you will now take all those things into considerations, and then there will be improvement. So that's what the course is all about. Thank you so much. Wishing you success. Thank you.
Every big problem starts small. Fight mostly starts with a conflict. The collapse of a building starts with a crack. We live in a problematic world, a society where problems are more than solutions. Every day, due to problems and circumstances, the numbers of sick people are on the rise. This might not be the sickness you are thinking of. This is a widespreading disease among our youths and teenagers, gradually eating its way up to the adults. It's a disease that starts from the mind, gradually and slowly eating its way up to the brain, thereby leading them to be psychogenic. The sickness affects different people in different ways, causing different problems and pains. The perilous fact about this disease is that it's not easily spotted at the early stage. It's an internal problem that only surfaces when it's fully matured. So, a lot of sick young people tread in our society without even know that they are sick mentally. They set it as a minor problem. But many fail to understand that those with psychiatric conditions in psychiatric hospitals or on the streets all started as a minor problem also. Not everyone with mental disorder ends up in a psychiatric hospital. Some are faced with mood disorders or bipolar disorders, anxiety disorders, personality disorders, psychotic disorders, eating disorders, and so on. All of these disorders refers back to mental health, a problem that destroys the mind and still affects the person. In search of solutions, many young people have caused damage to their mental health, leaving them a waste to the society or worse. The numbers of suicide are rising. In 2016, the World Health Organization revealed that Nigeria has the highest suicide rate among African countries, with over 17,000 lives lost to suicide, and was ranked the 6th country in the world. People opt to end their lives when they think there is no other way out of their predicaments, social, economic problems, or otherwise. And that is a lie. Not all solutions are really solutions.
I'm by name Dr. C.S. Tukura, the head of the Department of Educational Technology Department. So you are welcome to the office. Sure. Around the community and even within the environment. The experience have not been with my students directly in the department, but within the university. Because we had a case of a student that had mental problem, and he went as far as even trying to carry cutlass to deal with a lecturer. And the lecturer too was disturbed about it. So we had to intervene, and we are just looking for a way of solving the problem. So I've experienced it live in the university here. The way we were able to resolve it was that the mental health issue was, the boy was naturally disturbed, that he got to a point that the scores he had from the lecturer was just disturbing him. So each time he meet up with the lecturer, the next thing is to either look for a way of hitting the lecturer. And we try to resolve the issue by simply saying that, look, if the issue is because of your score, we'll now look at it and see how we can moderate that results and make it okay. And he was nothing, he said that it's now that he's getting us right. Then the next thing we tried to solve the problem was by referring him to a psychiatric hospital very close around. And in fact, we started with guardian and counseling unit. And the next thing was to visit hospital to see how he can be treated. Then the other one was to give him a week rest so that he can have his rest and then come back to the university normal. And when he returned to the university, he interacted with the members of that committee, and we were promising him that all was going to be well with him. Because the first thing was to establish good relationship between him and the lecturer that he was having problem with. And then assuring the student that with every lecturer in the university, he will have it well. And then the mental issue was gradually piping down. So there are various ways you can handle that. It's all right, and thank you for coming. You're welcome.
What's up, you guys?
My boss. My G. I ain't been
I swear. So I'm actually working on a project which is based on mental health disorder. Understand? I don't know if you guys have come across it before.
Yeah. Yeah, I have also.
Okay. So basically, I will be asking you a few questions based on mental health, and I would like your input on it now. Okay.
Okay.
You guys are cool now.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
man. Thank you. So, have you experienced mental health disorder before?
I haven't, but I know someone who has experienced that.
What about you?
No, but I know one or two persons.
Okay. So, what was your major take in it? Like, okay, what happened? What caused the mental health disorder now?
I was depressed, like so depressed.
Depressed. Like,
Yeah.
can you break down like depression, so that other people can understand what you mean by that?
Okay. What made him depressed? Because he needs money, like his family, like poverty won't kill him. She get so like he's looking for money to cater for himself and his siblings. So I think that's why he's depressed.
I forgot that. So, what about you now?
I think majorly is drugs, yeah. Drugs. He was into drugs and stuff like that. So he was battling serious drug addiction and he needed money to buy those drugs and stuff like that, you understand? So shit was getting hard and difficult for him.
Well, that's so sad, man. So, like, what do you think could be like a solution for the kind of person who you have experienced that kind of thing
A
with?
solution. Man, I don't think that guy needs a solution. The
What?
only way is just like how like somebody to show him how to make money, like teach him all these forex market and stuff like that. And I think that would be a good idea.
Okay. So, are you into forex?
Yeah. I'm into, but I'm still learning. Sha.
Okay. Thank you very much. How about you now, bro?
I just think he needs someone like a therapist or so someone to talk to him because he's addicted to this drug stuff and you understand.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He just needs someone to talk to him and his siblings to like check up on him regularly because I feel like they don't really care about him. That is why he does all these things and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you very much for your input, man. I swear, I really appreciate it. I swear. Thank you.
See you again.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Fine.
Okay, I'm actually working on a topic, mental health. So I don't know, in your own words, can you actually tell me what you know by the word mental health?
To me, mental health can be a situation in which an individual is mentally unstable. Like
Okay.
those guys are admitted in this thing, therapy or stuff like that.
Okay, do you have anything to say about that?
Same thing.
Okay, so I don't know, have you actually experienced someone going through this particular issue before? Maybe depression or something?
Uh,
Yes.
Okay.
I think there was a lady that jumped into the lagoon last year.
Okay.
So it's basically mental health that would have led to that.
Okay, that's true. I wonder why some people just see themselves and just decide to maybe hang themselves or drink hard substance. Like, what do you think can actually lead to that kind of situation?
I think it depends what the person is going through. Like for us now, being in school now, some people might have like 3 carryovers, and that tends to like tells on them. And maybe their family don't even know about what is going through with them. The carryovers they have, like they have to stay extra more year. Because if they spill over, that the what their friends will say that you have like 3 carryover, that tends to like weigh on them, and then they feel depressed and stuff like that.
So apart from this carryover issue, do you also have any other thing to say about it?
Some people lack support, like family support, no money, nobody to talk to if they have any issues. So they just tend to break down.
So, okay, now, what can you say, what advice can you give to people that are actually going through this particular issue, or people that know someone that is actually mentally disabled or something like that?
I think first of all, I'll say let them go for therapy, because
Okay.
therapy do helps a lot. Then I think as in talk to close friends and family do help out.
Yeah. If you want to talk to someone, you mustn't say because you don't have money, you can't see a therapist. You can talk to a friend, you can talk to anybody, just air it out. You feel much relieved.
Okay, so you are trying to tell us now that if we have someone or know someone like that is having this issue, we should talk to the person. Like, we shouldn't run away from the person,
No.
and also we should also take the person to maybe a psychiatric hospital if it comes to the worst, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies. May I have a word with you? Okay. So I'm working on a project which is mental health disorder. Understand? So I would like to ask you guys a few questions based on it. Are you guys cool with it?
All right, no problem.
No problem.
Okay, so in your own words, like what do you think mental health disorder is? You understand?
In my own words, I think mental health is a state of being unstable. It could be psychologically.
Yeah, sometimes maybe emotionally distressed, even sometimes maybe financially safe.
Na stress.
True, true. So I would like to
Sexual harassment.
At
okay,
some point.
okay. So I would like to ask you if you have experienced it before. You understand? Like any mental health
I mean, I don't
disorder.
think there's no student that has not gone through mental health. Yes. In school, yes, we have experienced.
Because there is this test and exam I wrote the other time, and actually I was expecting A, then I got D, so I was somehow emotionally distressed. Like it's even affect me in order of my exam. Sha. Everybody share the experience. Distress.
Students generally used to experience it.
So apart from that, what do you think could be a solution to like solve all these things, or do you take it as a general occurrence for people?
No, it's not supposed to be, but then in Nigeria it is. So
Yes,
everybody
don't normalize
yes.
that. All fingers are not equal, so we can't have it all. That's it.
Right, no, thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Please, if you don't mind, we're having a documentary on mental health, or let me just say a project. So if you don't mind, please, I'm going to ask you some few questions, like account mental health. Agani. So, like, have you ever experienced any form of mental health before?
Yeah, sure, I have.
Okay. So, like, what type? Is it depression, anxiety, drug abuse, or what?
Actually, drug abuse ne.
Okay. So, me ya kai ka har ka shiga harkan drug abuse? Me ya faru?
I was depressed. Kuma the reason behind that is lokacin da na yi losing more mamsina ne.
Okay.
My stomach dey pressure me ka gane. Things ka gane ya kai da ma cewa even if I need something for my father, ina mai magana zai ce in mata magana. Ita kuma abin da game shi yake ji. So I was angry and I was depressed. So
you now decided to started abusing drugs or yeah, okay.
let me say my colleagues introduced me to drugs.
Okay.
And the first time I was introduced to it, I can't feel, let me say, calmed. So I to maybe if I continue, anytime that I was depressed, if I tried drug, I will calm down. So that was how I started.
Okay. So kai haka yanzu ka bari ne koko are you still on it?
No, you know, see, those kind of things, but you know, if you finish them at once. But thanks to God and my father, they introduced me to one therapist who guided me through. But now, I'm feeling, I'm going to say I'm very, very much better than before.
Okay, to mun gode. So you heard what he was saying. Kin ji abin da yake cewa muna magana akan mental health. So yanzu ke me zaki iya cewa akai kin taba abin ya taba faruwa da ke koko kin san wanda abin ya taba faruwa da shi?
Okay, gaskiya it did not happen to me actually. Ya faru da wata ne wanda na sani. She actually got depressed due to poor academic performance. So she got depressed because she failed some courses that she was offering. So gaskiya abin ya sa ta a cikin damuwa sosai. So sai abin ya sa sai ta sha magani, amma alhamdulillah an samu an sani da wuri so an kai ta asibiti.
Okay, to ita nata an samu solution akan abin kin tunda bata riga ta kai level ɗin da har ta shiga sosai ba. Okay, ana mun gode. So ma ka ji abin da yake cewa.
Na'am. Ai to abin da ni ma dai na dan taba experiencing abin ka gani due to family traumas, you know. The thing even went to the extent of affecting me academically, you understand? Because all this, you know, your mom is not here, your dad is no longer, and your uncles are not being supportive and encouraging enough, you know. So all this, how will I put it? All this, you know, thinking too much depression, you know, pressure, and you know, from your peer group and all these things, you know. Surely, if you are in school, you know, all the how things happen, you understand. So that, but I thank God, due to some friends and you know some kind little advice I've been getting. Yes, he's coming down to a bit.
Okay, so we thank God for life. So what do you think are solutions to students that do this type of things? You know, currently we have a lot of students that have engaged themselves in drug abuse and a lot of things. What do you think are the solutions?
Okay, the solutions to this kind of problem is that when you actually fail a particular course, that should not be the end of your life. You should not try to take your life because once you die, you're not going to come back. As they all say, failure is not falling down, but falling down and refusing to get up. When you fail a course, you try harder, you put in more effort, and then you try again. And then, inshallah, with the help of God and your efforts, you pass the course.
Okay. So kun san ana cewa wasu ba za su iya opening up ba su magana ma mutane akan abin da yake damun su. To me kuke tunani akan wannan, shin hakan da gaske ne ko kawai magana ne ake?
No, gaskiya ban ce wai ba da gaske bane. No matter how you are, akwai wanda zaka iya sharing problem ka da ka gani. You know they say problem share is what half solved. If you cannot share problem to this one, there must be a person that you can share problem with. Ka gani? But ni abin da zan ce kawai shine gaskiya jumping to conclusion is not an option. No matter how you find yourself, no matter how hard life is, just try, let me say, think about it before you jump into conclusion. Because had it been say conducting, let me see my friends or my family members, I wouldn't have jumped into drug abuse. But thank God, sha. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, to na gode sosai. Thank you.
Hold on, guys. I beg. How you doing? How una dey now?
How you doing now?
My dey fine, no. Fine. No. So I'm actually working on this project, which is mental health disorder, and I would like to ask you guys a few questions if you don't mind.
No issues.
No problem.
No, I like that. So basically, have you have a major take in mental health? Have you experienced any mental health disorder before?
I never experienced anything like that before. Make I be truthful.
Okay. What about you?
Mental health, yeah. The physical well-being of someone, based on my own opinion. I don't know if you get.
Okay. All right, no, thank you. What about you?
According to National Agency of Mental Health, on mental health issues, like 85% of youth are going through a lot, such as depression, drug abuse, and other stuff like that.
Okay, so you've read about it.
Yeah, sure.
But you have not experienced it.
No.
All right, no. So, for what is your major take in it? What do you think is the major cause of the depression that people are going through?
A lot of things fit cause depression. Make I no lie for you. You know, say me and you, the guy. You understand that kind of thing. Person wey just dey like this now, even girl go break your heart like this. You go enter this like you just dey depressed guy. You understand that kind of thing? You understand that kind of thing? So depression fit be by anything, like if it be by breaking of heart, if it be by wetin you won't take self, if it be by your view of life, anything fit cause depression.
Okay, no. So what about you now, bro?
You ain't dey talk. Anything fit cause depression. You know, say the highest depression wey be solve na when girl break your heart. Very dumb. That be major thing. But now depression, anybody wey dey take thing, dey smoke, fit lead to depression. Situation of Nigeria now, even anybody wey reason the matter, na depression. So you understand the way they think
and some men are from home, like you have things going on at home, and that kind of thing fit affect everybody.
But you know where you don't read about that, for example. Yeah, you where you don't read about that. Yeah. So, wetin you come across, say okay, be the solution to like the mental health disorder.
The mental health disorder. My own be say, may you not let your present situation like affect what you are doing in school. Like, okay, for example, you dey smoke with people, like rich kid people, and when they run mad, they go carry them go rehab for outside, and you gonna disturb us for Abba. You know go well now. You know go well.
True. So anybody get anything where they want to add to this particular thing like this?
See, all those guys where they take things, where they use drugs, na them are they focus on because even when they go check what's the right for back of cigar sale, they say smokers are liable to die young. I don't know, maybe those guys when they read the thing they smoke. But anyhow, everybody just gets your own view, you understand? Everybody, with me, I believe now they different from what you believe. You understand that kind of level? And waiting you believe they different from what you believe. So you get that kind. So let us reason now. Me, I don't know what I will tell them about, guy. May God just help them because this thing, make sense. You go dey smoke when country dey depressed, get come break your heart.
Every because become depression.
No man. I really appreciate your intake in this.
I'm Shuaibu Itopa Ismail from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. I'm a ZTO, Zonal Technical Officer, attached to Niger State. By saying mental health is aspect of health, not say mental health. Health is physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely absence of disease or infirmity. By mental health, We're talking about the one that have to deal with the psychic, like psychology of an individual, the one that deals with mentality, the emotional being of a human being. So by the time it is when you are healthy mentally, it means that you are rationally okay. Thank you. The difference between the mental health and the mental health disorders. The disorders, that means there is not it's not normal when it is deviation from normal. The symptoms of it majorly is you can say okay depression is not you cannot easily know until when the person maybe exhibits some of the activities that you notice that the person is either withdrawing from normal behavior or is extra that's either extrovert or introvert behavior. So this behavior can be seen in form of too much excitement disorder, then the what's called withdrawal, the one we used to call the stupor stage, that you see the person is not acting but can be very dangerous. So some of the aspects of it can be very excited that you notice in him that yes, this person is not normal. Yes. So you will see that in mental health disorder management, you notice that there's what's called community mental management, whereby you have to involve the members of the community, members of society, and the family member to be with the mental patient. Actually, there's need for the relative of the mental disordered individual to be nearby to make them in form of keep them emotionally okay. The spouse is needed to make sure that the health of that person is maintained. Because even the treatment is easier by involving this relative to give the medication and to keep the company in form of solving in terms of cleanliness and the rest. It will be easier. It depends on the level of disorderliness. You know, the mental health is either minor or major. There's some level that you call it minor disorder and then the major disorders. So in technical words, you can say neurosis and psychoneurosis. So the aspect that can be curable and those that have not gone beyond treatment. So if, for instance, the person is taking treatment on time, such as the one that has to deal with maybe consumption of substances like cigarette and alcohol. So the brain is already affected, but for bring it to normalcy is sometimes achievable, but in some cases it is life time form of maintenance that the person needs, which the person have to be taking the drugs regularly and then adhering to some of the norms, such as maybe trying to withdraw the person from the substance that the person is taking into, until when the person is able to, in form of live without such substance. So that is when you can say yes, the person is living. Yes, to some extent, because what we see in the brain that has to deal with now and disorderliness, it is the chemical transmitters in the brain, which we normally say the dopamine, serotonin level in the brain. So once that one is already affected, whether you stop the cigarette or not, it may be that that person still needs in form of a continuous taking of the treatment for life. But if, for instance, it has not gone to the level of maybe destroying some of the chemicals in the brain, so once the treatment is taken to some extent, it can be cured. But for me, I always look at mental disorders as not curable, because the mentality of individual, once it is affected, every time, anytime, it can go down or up, because these chemicals or the drug that you're taking, it is to stabilize it. So once it is too much, maybe you are not taking it again, then the chemicals, the release of those chemical transmitters will be more than before. So to me, that to stabilize it, you discover that the treatment is not, you cannot really give a patient that, okay, it's okay now, no need of taking treatment again. So we have lifelong treatment, which is until the person is able to accomplish his life time. So it cannot be said that it's already fit.
We advocate for your mental health. Your mental health matters to us. Don't be ashamed to share your story. Nobody can save you but you. You are worth saving.